G'day, guys, from Melbourne, Australia. This is, I'm gonna clear my throat. I've probably got a few. That's better. Okay, that's much better. You can hear my voice now. Okay, this is Jay, all the way from Australia, down under, with the kangaroos, the emus, and the koalas that everyone overseas think, I live in my backyard. Yes, the kangaroos do. But thank you very much for joining me on a chat with Jay on behalf of the 1111 Spiritual Transit podcast and Live Theories live on our Spotify and SoundCloud at the moment. So we're looking forward to moving here. And we meet so many great people in this community. And we've got the beautiful Annabelle all the way from Mexico. Wow. Hey, I'm a pro wrestler fan, man. Mexico's huge. AAA, you know, the luchadors out there with the mask. Rey Mysterio, Juventud Guerrera. Okay, Ray Phoenix, Pedro Miro. Okay, I could get off my wrestling thing. I love it. We're talking about our spiritual growth. Annabelle, thank you so much for joining us. Now, we had a bit of a chat. You said you're a deep soul healer. That's your title, and that's what you enhance to other people. About what you do and how you help. Welcome to the show. Tell us what a deep soul healer is, and then maybe we can move into your story. You can tell us a little bit about significant things in your life that turned you to where you are now. It looks like you got a beautiful house there. I think, or someone in the middle of a mural in the background there. Looks very Mexican.
Yeah, exactly. I chose it. It's actually, it's a painting.
Oh, is it? Okay, sweet. Now, you said you're French Canadian too. You speak French Canadian, is that correct?
Yeah, I have a French accent. I speak French, English, and Spanish.
There you go. Well, Jackie, you got to get in French Canadian. There you go. Anyway, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about deep soul healing, and then get into yourself as your journey and your story.
Perfect. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Pleasure.
I'm very happy to be here. So I call myself a deep soul healer because once I connect with a soul, then I have so many visions. My clairsenses in the last 3-4 years have exploded. So what happens is I get a lot of insight. I get connection with the chakras. So I do energy healing. But with all of the chakras and what people are going through, I can also see past lives that are attached to that we need to release, clear. And so many.
So just past lives. Sorry, sorry. I'll cut you off here and there. The past lives. Do you say when you actually connect with someone? The past lives, are they connected to their lessons in life, or their all that the lessons, how they're feeling at the moment, connection to the universe, connection to the grounding of the earth, all those kind of things. You can sort of tell what they have to learn through those past lives. I know Chris over the UK, he does something very similar, which you guys connect as well. Would be great. Anyway, keep going. Sorry to cut you off.
So I've had, Akashic Records training and things like that. But what happens is, like, when we have patterns that are repeating or blocks, usually there's something that happened that has the same kind of frequency, the same lesson that we haven't learned before. And now it's presented again and again and again until, like, the soul is like, okay, we're ready to, like, go and move forward and learn from it. So that's why my beautiful guides will show me which ones we have to clear so that people can expand into who they truly are. That's really what I want to do, and that's my mission, to help people see their true power. Because with all of the trauma we are going through, it's really hard sometimes to see that we can have a better life. Like, if the path before us is kind of giving us this putting a veil in front of us so that we don't know, we create something better for ourselves, right? So releasing help for that.
He always says the veil's off. The last couple of years, especially the last year, I found the veil being off, especially myself going through twin flame journey and all those guys. Do you feel that, you said the veil is there? Obviously, we've had the veil off for a long time, and we're really getting deep into our journey, because obviously, myself, I work with the shadow. Obviously, I love all the dark stuff, but the thing was, going into that shadow self, getting into that cage where all those emotions, those really, really deep emotions that, those little confidence ones that come from even when inner child or whatever it may be, that, the subconscious sort of came in, did the programming. When someone comes to see you, do you find that, they sit in front of you and you can sort of work them out as they go, or do you get people just coming and talking to you or getting referred to you, or how does it all work with you being the healer that you are?
So I have people in person here in Mexico, but I also do a lot of things online. So I have a
Yep.
free community on Facebook where I support my tribe once a week, just channeling messages for them and
Yep.
supporting them. I do free meditations. So people will kind of get to know me, whether word of mouth, be somebody that came to me, or they'll see posts that I do, they'll be interested. I also have a YouTube channel so people can watch what I do there.
Oh yeah,
So
guys. Just quickly, we'll put all that stuff on for you as well underneath here. You can go a link, and you can contact Annabelle at any time.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. So there's lots of like ways of connecting with me, but what I like is like I think it's really important for people to understand what type of energy we have and see, we'll get into my story, but I know that I attract people that have a similar path than mine. It's like that's what they're drawn to that part because they see that I have a light or that I've gone through so much, but that I'm who I am now with all of this power that I was able to reclaim for myself, and that I'm going to be able to help them with that.
Fantastic. And then when you get people, I mean, obviously, where does this all start for you? I mean, everyone has a story about, obviously, of certain aspects and certain situations within your life that triggered you to, I guess, to where you are right now. Can you tell us a little bit about your story? Because everyone wants to know a bit about you and where you're at. Can you tell us a little bit about where you were at and where it all started for you?
Of course. So I grew up in Quebec City, and I had a very toxic family unit. So
Yep.
I went through a lot of trauma. In my home, there was a lot of alcoholism. There was violence, and then also distorted sexuality that I was being witnessing. So all of those things also happened to kind of make me feel unsafe. So I've had like I know I morphed myself into being a people pleaser, being like, okay, is everybody's good? So I'm very good, and I'm an empath and a star seed. So I can read people very, very quickly. But when you come from those trauma, you also have as a child, right, to kind of read your area, your environment to see like, okay, do I need to support? Do I need to be in my room right now? What I need to do
Did
so
you
that
find
things are smoother.
right? So you said that with that. So you knew you were a star. So you knew. I resonate with it because you got that subconscious programming from when you were a young child. Is that pretty much where you had that? Okay, I can go, and then suddenly there's a block. There's that block. No, you can't go. They're protecting you or whatever it may be because you're not allowed to fly because of the part you
Yeah.
felt something. Does that make sense?
You know what I actually realized with the work I've been doing in the last 10 to 15 years is like that I know that my team was super, super present and that I was taken out of my body. Like people talk about dissociation. I think that when it was too hard, I was doing something else. My soul was doing something else. Now I know that. I didn't know then, which also creates the fact that I don't have a lot of memories of my childhood. I have like the very big, monstrous events in my mind, right? But I don't have a lot of memories. Now I can go back in the Akashic and get, ideas and get kind of visions of what happened. But back before I started to do this work, I almost didn't remember anything. So I think it was to prevent me from being completely enmeshed with this 3D reality. I needed to have one foot in my galactic self and one foot in this traumatic family unit to kind of stay stabilized enough.
Did you ever did you have a healer at all? Did you have someone that you went to that you had the awakening process, right? Do you have any mentors? Like I've got Deirdre Draves, Greg Riley, Michael McNair, and Red Horse down here is a Native American healer. Have you got anyone
Yeah.
that you used at the start before you process it? Okay, I need someone to help me get on the horse and start riding. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I started to see a healer because I stopped a toxic relationship when I was about 29 years old. And at that point, I kept dreaming about that ex I had left behind. And he was
Okay.
trying to kill me. He was trying to like run after me. It was horrible, horrible nightmare.
Was this in your was this in your dreams or in your or in real life?
Yeah, it
Okay,
was.
dreams. Yeah, just make sure.
It was in a dream state because he was in Mexico and I was back in Quebec at that time.
Okay.
And and then trying to like not understanding, being in my heartbreak, period. Then I got connected with a beautiful healer that she's still connected with me now. We're still, she still helps me, but she kind of opened me up to past lives, that like that was what was happening. Like I had opened that box and I was ready to release all of those past lives with him, that I was a victim of his violence, nature, or whatever it was happening back then. So that opened, but I was always super spiritual, believing that angels were there, that I had guides, that the stars were aligning for me, that I was protected. That was always there.
It's a case of, we all go through and we're always guided that way, but we always have those blocks, if you know what I mean. It takes a big event in some ways to really give you a kick. And I can say myself, I had 2 significant events that got me to where I am right now. And obviously then opening yourself up to the guides and the messages that you have, like numbers. We're talking about, you'd agree with this, numbers. I'd say words and movies and all those kind of things that you sort of, back in the day when you weren't as aware, you sort of were there, but you weren't aware. Perfect example for me is Revenge of the Nerds, that movie. There's a big message in that for me. That's guys who are put down and are people pleasers, and there's people there picking on them. That's what I went through as a kid because of my subconscious programming. So and that's a big thing for me. When clients come to see, actually, let's go back into you from that point where you had that experience and you started doing the visions. How did you get? What was your next stage? Where did you go from there?
So I did a lot of healing with her. And then we went to a lot of different things, like having, choosing men that were not right for me. Why was I doing that? And people pleasing and then.
Okay. I'll ask you a question right there. We had a lot of people ask there, and you can answer this and you can tell us why you are going to help people. How did you realize that you're choosing the right bloke? Because relationship wise, whether it be male or female, people don't realize. They go, "Oh, I'm unhappy. This is crap." Until you actually wake up and there's a repeating pattern. When did you find that out? Because it looks like you're smiling, going, right, I can help people here. I can see it.
Yeah, I think the Mexican guy I was with, I woke up one day and I was feeling really unhappy. I had lost 20 pounds, I think. And I was really I was feeling that my light was dimming more and more every day. And then one day I realized, I'm like, I am exactly like my father. I am with the man that represent the last thing on earth I would want to be in partnership with. Alcoholic, with anger issues, narcissistic traits. I was like, holy crap.
You can swear. You can happily swear if you need to. Don't hold back. Please do.
So when I realized that, then I had to take the courage, because those relationships are really difficult. They take, part of your confidence down. So it's kind of hard. And I was on the other side of I was in another country. I didn't know if I was going to stay there, go back to Canada. There was so many other things to think about. But I think from that point on, I'm not saying that I did not meet anyone that was not toxic afterwards, but I made a choice to choose me over to let the inner woman choose instead of my inner child choose. And my inner child, don't get me wrong, she was doing her best, but that's what she knew. She felt comfortable in the dynamic of being in toxic relationship. That's what she knew.
Click that, and put that as a preview when you use this video. That's a massive point, that when we don't really realize the patterns. It might be different people, but the patterns that we get, yourself, and then you wake up and go, mate, it's all subconscious. That's what we're used to. We're so used to this crap that we go through, isn't it? And that's what you're trying to teach your clients.
Exactly. It's like listening to this inner child. That's why I do a lot of inner child with my clients, because for some of them, they've never connected with that part of them. They've never connected. And then sometimes they'll scream or they'll cry, but there's a message. If you're triggered, he is triggered. There's part of you that does not feel safe right now. Let's see what that's all about, right? So we have
absolutely.
but we don't always listen to the messages, right? It takes time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, let's talk about your process. Obviously, you know, I'm in the shadow. I love all the dark stuff. Halloween's coming. I can't wait. Can't wait. Anyway, I dress up. I dress up as a. I dress up as. I don't know if you followed pro wrestling. God rest him. He's probably with me now. Bray Wyatt. Dress up as this demon character, you know, and have fun. But it's really funny you say about, you know, people looking at me in a child. I'm connected to this particular character, and it really symbolizes the hurt. Looking at people, you know, when people, you want to be seen, you want to be somebody, you want to be seen. And when you put the mask on, you are seen because they're scared of you, but you understand that he's a protector. There's a lot more to this character that I'm doing. I segue into that with what you do. Now, sounds like you're doing wonderful things. Now, what I wanted to ask you, the deep soul healer, so someone meets you, and you said it's a vast range of different modalities. You probably use astrology, you probably use crystals, past lives, and all those kind of things. Can you explain to the viewers about a session, about when they connect with you? What do you do? What is it? Do you work on? Do you work with journaling? Do you work with crystals? Do you get what do you get them to do to access their inner self? Because everyone does it differently. Go for it.
Yeah. Usually people will come, which I find really cute. You know, they'll come with their list of things they want to work on.
Yeah, I've noticed that, man. I've seen that. I've seen that.
Sometimes I say, it's like, you can tell me a bit about you so I understand who you are and we connect, right?
Yes.
Like, your guys and my guys, they know everything that's happening with you. So we don't have to like have the list, because probably my guess is that we're gonna go through all of your questions without even talking about it.
So do you go? So okay, you said your guides, and so now your guides and my guides, right? So do you connect with other people's guides as well? Because I know as I said, I know you get messages. I get messages from guides, right? But you get messages from the other guides. Do you sort of connect in that way? And do you have do you have a set of guides yourself? Do you? Because mine, obviously, you could tell mine. I'm Native American. You can't help. But also, I've learned to connect with people who have passed over. Meaning Bray Wyatt, meaning, you know, recently, you know, I'll say Bray Wyatt for the minute. I can channel him. How do you do that? What are your guys? Are your angels or what? What do you got?
So I have a lot of different types of guides, and they will all come at different times in the session. So usually
cool.
Is like my higher self and the higher self of the person, once they have a meeting that's set with me, they'll already like work on some stuff until we get to
yep, cool, yep, gotcha.
So people they will dream more. People will just, you know, they will experience a few things which will prepare them for the session. I have my biggest team is a galactic team, so I have a lot of starseed, you know, from different realms, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Venusians, Athors have come like earlier this past week. It's just really, for me, I'm not only galactic, but I'm super galactic too. So it's like I have also like different people, but the guys that will come, they are ascended masters. There are a lot of angels too, but that will be always the best person, the best soul, the best energy for the client. Yeah,
gotcha. So whoever comes through will be the one that's relevant to the client at the time.
Yeah. For example, for you, it could be a Native American, because that would be the best energy to support you in the healing. And usually they also will come with whatever we're clearing. If I'm in the heart chakra, for example, and there's lots of like healing of the inner child that's happening, there's lots of divine feminine ascendant masters that will come, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Isis, whoever wants to come to support.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Whoever wants to come, I always ask the best for the client so that they receive the highest healing and the highest guidance during the session. I wanted
to ask you with that there, because as I said, I've just sort of worked it. I can channel, you know, past. I know there's like certain people that I can ask to help me on my way. Like I might ask my, God rest his soul, you know, I was a pro wrestler, so my partner my tag team partner who passed away, I asked him to come in. There's a friend of mine, I look at him now, I've got all my pictures of my friends come in, but also you channel people who, like I said, Bray Wyatt, who's a wrestler, I never knew him, but I know I connected with him. I can channel him to go come and help me. Do you sort of can you channel anyone, or do you just sort of know what type coming, like a Native American, or is it a person, or do I get those kind of questions too? That sounds like a weird question, but I always have to ask about that, you know, because I think it's interesting the way it goes, you know.
For me, I channel all the time, so it's like it's really easy to get like the higher self perspective on what someone is going through and get a message very clear about what they want to know or what's happening.
Yep.
There's part, but I know a few sessions, if they haven't connected soul to soul with a past loved one, they will come, and then they come through me, and it feels like they actually embody a part of my body, because I feel all of their emotions. Then sometimes I'm crying because I'm like, oh, they love you so much, and it's just so intense.
So it's like I had an experience where someone tried. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It was a upper level demon guy. I'm going to get locked up for saying this stuff. That tried to enter me from the back. I blocked it. Come play, man. All you demons, come play, because I love it. Because I'll block you. Anyway, getting back onto your one, do they come straight in? And do you sort of like, I'm in a horror movie freak. Let's look at Exorcist, eh? And then does it overtake you? You know what I mean? We're having a bit of a laugh about it, you know?
I know that some people do trance channeling. I don't do that because I don't feel comfortable doing that. Because trance channeling is like it's like your soul leaves and another soul use your body. Your face changes. It's really intense.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that stuff. Hey, yeah. That is intense.
Do that, but I have I'm very clairaudient and clairvoyant, so I'll hear and see things. And then I think what happens, the image I'm getting right now is like, if I have a past loved one for you that comes forth, they're like pouring the emotional connection they have with the person in front of me into me. I feel it so much.
Wow.
Then I connect with the person and telling them, okay, your father is here, he says this and that and blah blah blah, and then they start crying, I cry, everybody cries, but it's so beautiful. I only connect to the souls that are gone, that are in the light now with my clients, because I want, if they're becoming their guides, if they have kind of.
So they've all crossed over, yeah. They've all crossed over. So they don't. They're not like some people. Look, I know some people are sort of in between. They sort of hang around. They have to be told to go and get.
Exactly. I mean, if I do see a soul that's around or an entity that needs help to go to the light, we'll help it. Or it's not someone that I'm going to be channeling for the person. I'm just going to help go and and then bring forth those that have encouragement, you know, and love messages to share. Yeah.
Just writing these. Okay, cool. That's yeah. So this is what I love doing, because you got people who are experts in this. Like we were to put this video on straight away, we would say you're like an embodied empath or something. I don't know how to put it. I don't just, you know, but so these people come through to you. So are they giving you the message to help them heal? I mean, it sounds like a really ridiculous, stupid question, but they come through and tell them, this is where you've got to go. This is what we've done. Like I know my mum's sister and my mum's brother are with me. I already know this. It's just, especially my mum's sister. She always was fond of me. I should have been her. I shouldn't really say this, but I should have been her son. Right? It sounds like that's what's coming to me straight away. Right? Straight away. I said she wished I was her son, not in a bad way, but you know, with all the stuff that we've gone through and stuff. So when they come through, Annabelle, you do the past life. Obviously we get them to do some homework and all that. Everyone says to do homework and stuff. What's your next process in getting them to a point of healing so that they can express more to you? What's the process you use? Because people go, oh, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Is it journaling? Is it going and, you know, watching videos? Because I've got videos, you know, to just sort of change your mindset, you know?
It's very, very tailored to who is there. And it's usually, at first, I was more coaching with like things I had learned. Now it's all channeled.
Okay.
So like like so during the session, some people will record it because they're like, there's so much information coming, right?
It always is in those ones, isn't there? So do you work with do you work with astrology as well? Work with the
I'm starting to learn astrology, but I don't use it yet because I wait till I get more knowledge about it. But
okay, right, yeah, cool.
More energy healing, past lives, inner child, and whatever comes through channeling. And when people are here, I also do hands-on healing, but that's for people that are like physically with me.
So you do Reiki? Is that Reiki energy healing that you do?
I'm really outside of the box. So I don't. That's why I'm not calling myself with like terms that usually people use.
Yeah, that's fine. No, cool.
I've done a lot of courses, but what my soul and my higher self were telling me, like, you're gonna bring back so much of all of those past lifetimes you've had. You're not gonna be a Reiki, master. You're not gonna be just hands-on healing or just Akashic Records.
So you're if we go to the charm one, you're a white lighter. You're a white lighter.
Yeah, and I bring it's like what they're saying to me, since you were talking about that earlier. It's like I'm a multi-dimensional channeler, and I need to bring all of those energies as they come through. So if there's light that needs to come because you're blocked and you don't know how to release it, then it'll come through, and I'll talk and I'll sing it, and then it helps. And so all of the homework I give to people is always during the session. Meanwhile we're talking, meanwhile we're clearing, there's always a message from higher self, from a past loved one, from angels, to help them embody more of their power, remember who they are inside of them, not the story or the identities or the masks that they had to put.
That's very interesting the way you put it, because a lot of people look at it that way with regards to their I guess awakening process, where they do have those experiences, and they don't understand it a lot. So as I said, you got all that to encourage them to work, because obviously with me with the shadow, I get right in and ask them about past traumas straight up. And basically at the end of the day, for me, it's what's happening now, because this is how I worked it. This is what's happening now. What is the repeat pattern? Where's the trauma? Where's the repeat pattern, and how can we fix it? Simple as that. So understanding yourself to move forward. I use, I get them to watch Wayne Dyer's The Shift. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you seen? I bet you've seen it hundreds.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you learn something every single time you watch it. Yeah, what are the tools that you use to enhance people, to get people to be better at their newfound spirituality, I guess? What do you use?
Well, of course, depending where they're at in their journey, it's like, I had a dark night of the soul, and sometimes I share about that one that happened back in 2015 and how I came out of this really dark space, but so much more empowered, because then I knew who I was. Then I knew where were my limits and my boundaries, how to say no to people, do things for me. So all of those things, I think it's really based on what I have experienced. And then I'll always tailor it to who's in front of me. Meditation, I'm somebody with a lot of energy like you. And when I started to, like, people were telling me, like, just do yoga and just breathe, or like just sit. And I was like, holy crap, I can't do that. I can't sit.
I can't sit either. It drives me insane. I put my meditations on at night, which is probably not a good thing in a way, because you get these, because it opens up after I opened up my third eye with Victor Otto, just a big shout out to him. I did a third eye opening meditation, set of meditation for 7 days. That's a freak out. I open that up, and then when I do it, I can, I get some you're getting clear visions, absolute clear visions after that. How about you? Where do you go with that?
For me now, I can meditate. Like I didn't know, but now my meditations are not like just sitting and breathing. I have visions, I have healing coming through, I have messages from my guides. I mean, it's an event every day.
So what you're doing is basically exactly what I'm doing. So I don't sit there and I think the process I do is grounding myself into a nice peaceful area, And then,
Yeah.
you know, once you do your meditation, our meditation is just to gather and recalibrate, but also gather information. I think it's what it is, isn't it? About ourselves and about others.
Exactly, but that takes time, and I think that's what, when if some of the viewers, you're like, I haven't even started meditating. I was not able to do that at first. It took me years before I was able to do that. So give yourself the time to connect to your heart, to connect to your breathing for a few minutes a day, and then later you'll see things will happen, right? You just need to give yourself this time for you. And now, yes, I have usually I have a question, or there's something, or I'm just sitting there and I'm like, okay, let's do it. What do I need to know about myself? What do I need to do about my mission? What's my next step? And then you allow things to come in, right?
I think we're allowing the trust and flow, because everyone goes, how do you find your purpose? I think you just got to walk the walk, don't you? Would you say that? With God and with us, you know, walking, I always make the comment about the yellow brick road, right? We've got 3 minutes in this part to go to Annabelle, then we'll come back with the second part. We'll do another part. Anyway, so you go through the yellow brick road, right? So you got I look, and it's really funny. You sit back and reflect on your childhood. We were really spiritually connected when we were about between the ages of 0 and 7. Would you believe that?
Oh yeah, I think, you know, if you look back at that time of your life,
excuse me,
we were probably the happiest. Although there was things around us, but there was
not wrong.
Happy.
You're not wrong.
We were not afraid to be in the happiness, the playfulness.
Keep talking. Keep talking. I've got to go. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you happiness in a minute. Keep talking.
So I think it was a very important part of, and I think that's also what we're being asked. And as you said, we need to walk the talk, right? I can't just say things but not doing anything. Just in the last few weeks and months, I've had a lot of inner child to do still, right? It's not like something that you do once or twice and it's finished.
Absolutely. So I do apologize. I'm just trying to find a particular album that I'll make a bit of a point while we're talking about this. Keep talking for 1 minute.
But yeah,
find this album.
It's very important to remember how we were in this ease about being ourselves. You know, I remember myself being in the grass. I was in front of my house and I was dancing. It was cars going around and people walking. I was like, you know what? I don't care. I like dancing. You know, so it's just remembering all of this freedom we had, because we're not on earth just to suffer. We suffer so that we can go back to this free version of ourselves afterwards.
Absolutely. See, this is the thing about dancing, right? So, and all these. So, when I was 7 and so on, I used to sit in my room and just listen to music, and it was in my own terms. So, I'm in the Australian Village People show. You know the Village People, YMCA. So I do the YMCA, right? So obviously you know who I am. I play Philippe. Hello to Felipe Rose out there. He knows exactly who I am, and so do the boys. Ray, Simpson, all the boys. Love yous. Just before we cut off for the first thing, I ended up listening to this one, the Renaissance album, which is a terrible album, and they'll admit it. It's terrible. You ask the Village People about that, they go, oh, not that damn one. But have a look what happened in the end. I end up being in the Australian Village People show, right? And then the one that really calms me, even to this day, it's really funny that you put good vibes. This lady here, well, she's a lady now, but Sally Borden, right? That's my favorite album, because what happens, it brings you back to those good times within yourself, you know. And you listen to, she does a lot of the Beatles retracks. So I listen to it now, and it actually puts you into that zone. Now, I'm going to cut that off for part 1. Part 2's coming up, and we will get back with Annabelle. It's been a wonderful chat so far, and we will definitely catch you soon, ladies and gentlemen, back with part 2.